How's it going, everybody? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. Before I begin, I want to say thank you so much to each and every single one of you across the various hobbies. When it comes to sports cards, Transformers, jersey collecting, sneaker collecting, all of you are amazing. If you like what you see and you enjoy the content, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe, smash that like button, comment in the comment section below, hit the bell to receive notifications, and also I have an eBay store called the Carolina Collector 001. The link is in the description box of every video and short that I upload here on YouTube. You have all been amazing. I actually have 6 orders sitting in front of me that I printed out the shipping labels already, and we'll be processing those orders most likely tomorrow because I had a pretty busy day today. I didn't really have a chance to get these orders fully processed, but if you check for your tracking numbers, you'll see it that your labels are printed out. Hopefully I get some more orders today, tomorrow, and in the future. You have been amazing, all of you who've been buying my cards off me, if you are viewers of the channel. So thank you for that. I am grateful. But anyway, let me crack open this sugar-free Red Bull right here, not sponsored, because I wanted to bring back the subject of my father's baseball cards. As you all know, unfortunately, I lost my father a couple weeks ago at this point. And it's just picking up the pieces and moving on with my life and my family, moving on with their lives, and just trying to gain strength through our loss, having his spirit floating around us. I currently have my father's photo with the icon from his coffin sitting on the shelf right next to me over here. So I know he's with me, and also with the loss of my friend Robert Wolf Hummel. Both of these men are right there, right next to me on my shelf here. So. But anyway, speaking of my father, I wanted to revisit the subject of my father's baseball cards. Because if you watch that initial video, the pages that these cards were in were extremely yellow and extremely fragile. Now, I've already discussed it on the channel. I'm OSHA 30 certified, which means, and I know the Kurt's Card Care simps can't stand that, since they're still attacking me in one of my videos to this day. Man, what a bunch of crying man babies. Give me a break. Chemicals are chemicals, whether you like it or not. He's a PSA fed, look out. He's a PSA fed. Jackasses. But anyway, chemicals are chemicals. With that being said, a chemical reaction clearly took place with the binder pages that my father had these cards in. As a result, quite a few of them, unfortunately, may meet their demise. There were a couple cards that I tried to rescue from those binder pages, which were unsuccessful. One in particular was a Whitey Herzog card, which fortunately a lot of these cards I can still get from the secondary market anywhere between $1 to like $5. I can even get some of them graded if I wanted to, but they're not his cards. There's a difference between saying that these are my father's cards versus replacing cards that are or most likely will be destroyed by trying to remove them from those pages. These are the ones I successfully rescued from that binder. Now, there is a shelf life with plastic. I'm going to assume that these pages are probably well over 30 years old at least. And if you see vintage toys that are in their blisters or have boxes, etc., sometimes the cardboard tends to go through a chemical reaction where there's too much acid in the paper. There are ways to professionally restore that using non-aggressive soaps, a bleaching agent like hydrogen peroxide, and just, some TLC, etc. I actually quite enjoy watching poster restorations, and they've given me some ideas. Will I implement that in cards like this? Absolutely not, because I'm not baller enough to do that, and because I'm not a Kurt's Card Care simp. I don't believe in putting chemicals on these cards. I used to do it a long time ago. I'm not doing that no more, because people want to cheat out of greed. And there's something that I discovered with myself. I'm going to pull a random card off of my desk here. That's a Spencer Schwellenbach rookie card from Topps 2025 Series 1 flagship. This is a silver pack of his. There's something different about handling modern day cards versus handling these, which is why I chose to rescue those cards, or at least some of his cards, from the one booklet because the pages are so yellow and deteriorated. Plastic does have a shelf life. And as a result, some of his cards have been suffering as a result, but I'm fortunate that at least I was able to get these particular cards out. Especially since these are a little bit higher profile cards. I've actually done a little homework and research on these that, especially with the vintage ones we're going to take a look at. If I were to send them off to SGC, and I'm not going to send them to PSA because PSA, well, I'm really not a fan of PSA. I trust SGC. I've been using them exclusively for my own submissions. But when it comes to vintage, SGC seem to be the go-to company for this sort of thing. I could literally 5x to 8x the value of a lot of these cards because, again, a lot of these cards are like $1, $2, at most $5 because of their condition. They're very hard to gem. In particular, one card we're going to look at in this pile. And they're in no particular order. But I thought it was worthy to put them inside Card Saver ones. I do tend to use cardboard gold penny sleeves because they're soft and they're not aggressive. I know my brother really, really tried hard to put a lot of these cards into top loaders and into penny sleeves. Those penny sleeves I got rid of. And I decided because of the nature of how fragile these cards allegedly are, especially after handling them for a couple days now, I decided to put them all in penny sleeves and top loaders because, and this is why I believe a lot of the grading companies want your cards and Card Saver ones and penny sleeves because it's just easier to handle. I know they might not be as strong as top loaders, but handling these and placing them, especially in the condition that some of these cards are, to place them in these type of holders, I think is a safer bet. So I'm learning a lot with this little pile of cards here. So we're going to take a look at the new homes that some of my father's cards are now in. I was able to rescue this Carl Ripken. Excuse me, Carl Ripken. Pardon me, I definitely am getting cotton mouth here. Let me take a swig of my Red Bull. It was 97 degrees today. Can you imagine? Starting to feel like Arizona outside. Anyway, got a Roger Clemens here. There's the Nolan Ryan, Steve McCaddy. There's the Jim Busby. Now this thing, after handling it, has a really remarkable crease going across here. And we have my dad's Jake Gibbs rookie from Topps. Cecil Butler rookie. There's the Yogi Berra. It just looks so much better in brand new holders like this. I can't wait to get these into SGC holders. Whitey Ford. Stan Musial. And by the way, to my one viewer that was correcting how I said his name, forgive me, I'm a former New Yorker. What do you want from me here? I've been living in the South there too long, know what I'm saying? It's true, living here in the South does change the way you speak and the way you label things and the way you present yourself and stuff like that. So it's the leftover disease of my former New York accent that sometimes comes out. Forgive me for that. So we have a Stan Musial. Hope I said that correct again. It's all in good fun, folks. That's such a beautiful card, too. I mean, it's a late season card, but who cares? Here's the Roger Maris. Felipe Alou. There is the World Series card. Mickey Mantle and Yogi Berra out of the lineup. Yankees reserves came off the bench to help batter the Cincinnati Reds to the final game of the series. 13-5. Hector Lopez starred with 5 RBIs as the New York club won their 19th world title. Roger Maris. Here's the reproduction tobacco card, which I think is really cool, of Honus Wagner. Oops. Here's the Nelson Fox. Napoleon Larry Lajoie. I don't know how you pronounce his last name. I'm butchering it. I'm sure somebody will correct me in the comments section like always. There's one of several Ted Williams cards. This is part of a card set. I think one of you pointed that out in the comments section. I'm not sure if that's a stain or part of the card. I really don't know. I'm not going to mess with it in any way. There's another Ted Williams. And this obviously is part of a card set of 80. There you go. Outstanding rookie of 1939. They just look so much nicer in these holders. My goodness. Here are your ERA leaders. Ballman, Bunning, Ditmar, and Brown. I could barely see that even with reading glasses. That's really tiny. It looks like there's some check marks on there. It's the first time I noticed it. See, now having these in a better holder, you can see the markings. So yeah, there's pencil marks on this. I can imagine my dad as a little kid sitting there doing that, going through his baseball cards. That's so awesome. Willie Mays. Warren Spahn. Thank God I was able to get these cards out. A lot of these cards I actually had to cut out of those pages because the pages were so bad. Roy Sievers. Ed Haubaugh, or Hobaugh, however you pronounce it. Tracy Stallard, rookie. Deron Johnson, rookie. Ed Rakov, which is pronounced properly since a W is pronounced in a V in European culture. So it is Rakov. Billy Martin, that's a great card right there. Bill Short, rookie star. 1960 Ron Dillard, rookie star. Dick Ellsworth. Frank Howard. And there he is, Mickey Mantle himself. I've actually seen a couple of PSA and SGCs of these. I mean, they literally 5 to 8x, depending on their condition. And this one isn't really too bad. I would say this would probably be like an SGC 4, maybe an SGC 5. I couldn't really tell you. But this Hank Aaron right here, my goodness. This thing is just, look at how nice this is. It's absolutely incredible. Now that I got it out of the book, you can see how vivid the colors are and how nicely centered this thing is. This could probably be like an SGC 7 or even an SGC 8 in this condition. I don't know. We got a really nice looking Brooks Robinson here. And then I think there was what, two? Yeah, there was 2 of them. So here's my father's Frank Robinson cards. Look at how much different they look outside of those plastic binder pages. They just come right to life. Look at how nice and clean the backs are. This one's a little worn out. That's the Orlando Cepeda from the same set. But they are just gorgeous. They are absolutely gorgeous. I really don't care about their value, to be honest with you, though I do want to send these off to SGC to give these a second chance at life. But, I mean, we'll pull these guys out in particular. I mean, they're just beautiful. Forgive me for having the camera shining down on these cards here, but they are just beautiful. There's such... It's what a piece of history these are. My goodness. Like, again, I'm not really a vintage guy, but now handling these things, I have a brand new appreciation for these cards. Here's the Roger Maris. I'll put him out there. I'm just grabbing card. There's the Musial. Yes, I know I'm going to get my rear end chewed out if I don't say that right. Musial. Whitey Ford. It's just a shame that Whitey Herzog card that I tried to extract from that book completely crumbled to dust. I mean, what a shame. But besides that, I mean, hey, a majority of his cards, it looks like I'm going to be able to recover. I definitely want to send these to have graded. But, I mean, they are just spectacular. And there's a certain charm to these that I really never appreciated until now. So, don't just toss your cards away. Don't just put them in a box. Like, take care of these things. I mean, they are absolutely incredible. Here are two other cards, as a matter of fact, I'm looking at that I was able to rescue from this book. I mean, the one card has some damage to it. The other one is not too bad. That's this 87 George Brett and Carlton Fisk Richard Dotson card. So, and I was able to extract that Nolan Ryan out of there that I showed you. So, I mean, they're just incredible, incredible cards here, folks. I mean, I now have an appreciation for vintage, but you definitely have to treat these much different. I mean, they're so old and so fragile. What a shame that Whitey Herzog card got destroyed that I showed on camera when I first opened the book and was flipping through the pages. No matter what I did, I couldn't rescue the card. I mean, I tried everything. I even tried steam to see if I can get the stickiness on the plastic to melt or something like that. I don't know if that did more harm than good, but there's still plenty of cards that are still left for me to try to extract out of the book. And from what my brother was telling me, there's still some more cards. They may not be vintage like this, but we'll see what happens. But a lot of those cards, unfortunately, I don't think could be saved. You know, so I may take a record of them and probably somewhere down the line buy them loose. I don't care what condition they're in as replacements, but they're not my father's cards. That's the only problem. You know what I mean? Like, I know my father handled these, and that's the difference. So I definitely have a new appreciation for this. You know, I mean, this is just amazing. So with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sharing this video with me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also hit the bell to receive notifications. Check out my eBay store. The link is in the description box of every video and short that I upload here on YouTube. Again, much appreciated, folks. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. I will see you all very soon.